in the world today is a vital and indispensable human need. Most of the home occupiers in Nigeria are largely tenants who pay for accommodation weekly, monthly, or yearly. In most cases, it's annually. Welcome to Housing Palava in my country, where we share and learn from the excitement or trouble of Nigerians with housing needs. My name is Joyce Nwosu. Today, we'll examine the silent pains of some citizens as it relates to the malpractice of housing agents. Now, the scenario usually plays out this way. A person will be in dire need of an apartment. He gets in touch with another person who claims he or she is a realtor. And after some agent's fees are paid, the client is offered some of the poorest quality of houses with the most outrageous prices. With these agents, you will hear fees like non-refundable caution fees, inspection fees, legal fees, and the like. Now, what are the basic things to know when dealing with these agents? You'll find out on this edition. Let's hear some Nigerians share their issues with agents. Stay with us.
One thing I know about housing agents is most times they are not truthful. They are not straightforward. You will tell them what you want as a house user. But at the end of the day, they will now take you around what they have because they know maybe that they need money. So they'll take you around where you don't want. At the end of the day, so maybe finally you get a place that you want. So that's my own opinion about them. They are not always straightforward. What they target is to get that percentage that they want.
I've had good experiences. The person I got in touch with, he was very helpful and he helped me get the house I needed. So I've not had any bad experience.
About housing agent in Abuja, the situation is terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very terrible. Unlike last month, even I have an issue with my landlord that was looking for a house, and I contacted an agent, just to show me an apartment. He said I should give him 5,000, just to show me an apartment, and the rate of the way they add money on property as if it's their own. Like if you see a house of 200 now, they will tell you 400, which is not good. I find the house, but it's someone that I know that won't connect me that I should go to this compound. There's a house there, so I didn't use the agent again.
When they sell house for you, another person will double sell for another person, or when they sell land for you, this one will come and sell it to another person. I've witnessed one guy that, come, give me money and let me rent out an apartment for you in Prince and Princess here. Then they now send the money to the guy, which is 800,000. He run with the money. And then he frustrated the person that gave him money to rent house.
No, what I'm looking for house, there's some agents, even the local village, so they will tell us this is the house. This is how they are paying. So, but thereafter, they will ask you some money after that payment. That is their fee. Yes.
When the city is getting too loud, you need a home. Home is love, peace, and tranquility. Home is Housing TV Africa. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Moving on, today's Housing Palava centers on the malpractice of housing agents. I know in developed countries, the housing sector is highly regulated, but in our own setting, this is not the case. Now, when will this housing hunting and its palaver end?
Real estate is a very interesting business. Now, we have over time, when I started, I remember someone will introduce you to a property that this is for rent, this is for buy. We'll go, I will check it, and I will say this is also important, that when they assign a property to your hand, that you take be the mandate either to rent it or for the sale of the property. It's important to also find out some vital information about the property before you go ahead to market the property. So, as I was saying, why I will go around, check the property, and I came to understand that the percentage, in terms of the percentage, which is agency, the percentage that comes to agency, generally in this sphere that I have, that's in Abuja here, I understand that it's 10%. And that we understand that in a case where a property is being sold, the buyer and the seller are expected to come up with 5% from each side to accumulate to the 10%. And it also, in a situation where you have the mandate that is who is to the seller, and the agent working for the buyer, both of them would the usual practice that I came to understand is that the buyer goes with the agency the agent goes with the agency from the buyer, while the mandate goes with the 5% agency from the seller too. A lot of things are changing in the economy, and certain things are changing, and our sphere is a sphere that certain things just come into play that people, there might not be a rule or a law, or maybe that directive was being given by the body, some of the bodies that represent this industry. But people may have come up with a little bit of increment in terms of 20% agency from the angle that they are 10%. Some people try to explain that 10% is not workable again, it's 20%. Can't you see what's happening around in the economy? Things are going up and things like that. So it was until recently I started hearing 20%. I've always known since I started that it's 10%. Sometimes at times, I won't say it's a final rule, but sometimes when you see someone, there's a way some people talk, you can be able to, we are intelligent beings, sometimes you can be able to depict if somebody is so desperate in the way and manner with which he or she is putting out his words, trying to sell the property to you, talking about the property, and the manner with which he's trying to rush you. Sometimes you will know that this person it seems to be like is what he can cut away with from your hand that he's interested in. He's not really interested in your interest or what you really want. When they request for inspection fee, sometimes you hear some people say that I've paid inspection fee to this, I've paid inspection fee. I've been looking for a house for like 3 weeks or 1 month now. I've seen this agent, he requested for inspection fee. I see agent A requested, agent B requested C. Now you are here. You also requested me. Are you people going to stop me? I've not even seen the house that I need to rent, but I've not gotten what I want. And here, inspection fee is just keep overflowing. So I think I came to understand at some point that the best way to handle it is that based on certain information that filtered down to me while I was in the sphere of this industry, moving around and doing my things the way I think I should do it. If the knowledge that filtered down to me was the fact that when when a client needs a house, a property, we sometimes advise, and I believe that this finally came from the collective minds that had a genuine intention of solving problems for clients within this industry. The solution I came that filtered down to me is that you just deal with one agent and pay you deal with all agents, that's if the agent understands it that way, and you assign an amount of money to him, so that if he or she doesn't have, he will be the one to connect some other agents, and he will be the one to settle them whatever you give him. That in so doing, it can help you to minimize the amount of money you are churning out each time an agent says he has a property to show you, and that and that. At the end of the day, you may not have to. You may end up not spending as much as in the other as in the otherwise. That's different.
We don't have road, and you see at times if it is raining, you will see a lot of people will go by the roadside. They'll be throw dirt on the main road. We also doesn't have toilet. You see a toilet, you still have to 30 tenants. They are using one. You can't leave your door open, go out and buy something. Before you will know, Babambola will enter. By the time you will take them to police station, 1 hour is too much. The police people will release them. In fact, we don't know what is happening.
Your plight, your concerns, your issues related to housing, livelihood, and social development. This is why we've established Housing TV Africa. Keep a date with us on Star Times and DSTV 24/7. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
As always, we had to double check with an agent to explain the 20% agent and legal fees, some of the telltale signs of a fraudulent housing agent, the right amount for inspection fees, plus the considerations to look out for before renting spaces.
Yes, an agent supposed to be the representative in a transaction to either the owner or, in the case of housing, the landlord, or agent to the tenant. So there are two sides of it, the supply side and the demand side. So we may have a landlord who doesn't want to show face as the owner, who will be legally represented by someone whom we call agent. The same thing applies to the demand side, the tenant who has engaged the services of someone that please help me to find a suitable apartment. So that person who has that mandate too is an agent. So that is my understanding of an agent, an intermediary between either the landlord or the agent. Ideal percentage, we work in an ideal situation and country where there are laws, and those laws guides actions and activity. So for Nigeria, there are no laws, or there are laws, but enforcement, implementation, effectiveness of those laws are not well grounded. So it appears to be like every rule can play. Caution fee supposed to be taken by the landlord. Caution fee is ideal if the landlord felt that the tenant may not leave the house, the apartment, better than he met it. He might decide to put a refundable caution deposit in the clause, and he will demand for it. So, at the termination or expiration of the tenancy and the person is moving out, the agent will take stock. Before coming in, you have taken stock, so they will double check whether everything is intact or better than you met it. Then once that is confirmed, your deposit will be refunded to you. So in terms of caution, I think is ideal. Fee depends on the sites. Specifically, fees are two sides, just as agents are on two sides. Now, the person you have engaged to get an apartment for you, if he is successful, that fee you pay to him negotiated between you and that person. But in ideal situation, shouldn't be more than like 5% of the rental value supposed to go to that guy, the agent. Now, from the landlord point of view, what you expect to pay should be legal fee, because there will be the agreement to be, signed between the landlord and the tenant. So it's entitled to 5% for legal fee. The agent of the landlord supposed to derive his own fee from the landlord. So from the rent collected, that guy, the agent, is entitled to his own fee from the landlord. So technically, what the tenant should be paying should not be more than 5% agent to his own appointed agent, 5% legal to the landlord lawyer who will draft the agreement. Then 10% caution, refundable at the expiration of the rent. That is the ideal situation. Caution fee are refundable, but on proviso, provided you left the property, the apartment, better than you met it. Not worse than you met it. That is better than you met it in the sense that you are parking out today and somebody can park in without touching anything, without repairing anything. Then it means it's better than you left it. But not when you left the apartment, they say, the closet is not working, the restroom is this, a lot of complaints. You understand? It means then you will now sit down, cost of maintaining it will be taken off from your refundable caution deposit. And if it happens that the damage is enormous, then you will be informed of what additional money you will pay to put the house better than you met it. From day one, try on your own. Make sure you are dealing with the right people, the professionals. Don't shortchange, don't shortcut, quick way. Because people are so lousy about it that boasting of what they do not have. Because there are a lot of things, and those who are quacks are even the one that will demand and tell you that agency is 10%, agreement is 10%, and you've discovered that they are not even estate surveyor or professional in that area. The people who are actually supposed to be doing all of this are those in estate surveyor and valuers, are the authorized people. So that when they consummate their transaction, they will consult a lawyer who will draft the agreement. That is the only way the agreement now comes with lawyer. But some people mistakenly now say, everything is being handled by lawyer. Both the agency, the law, all of those things. So you must first of all identify who has the role to play. Then who has the mandate of the landlord, such that you don't go into the wrong hands. Because rent and land are the most gullible things, feasible things that people fall into land and rent. They can rent an apartment to 50 people. So there will not be wahala. So but if you know you are dealing with professionals and you are able to know that, engage your things, do proper documentation, and you will be able to avoid all of that. Because finding a clean people with clean transactions is as difficult as you can ever think in Nigeria nowadays. You should go to court, because I'm privy to some information even within an estate. The estate developer will sell one building to several people. Even the developer, not even agent this time around. The developer. So that is another kettle of wahala. You know, selling land, using the poor to get land and selling to the rich. That one you will not even finish the research in 20 years' time. Why should I pay for inspecting? No, it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. Inspection of what? Will I not inspect what I wanted to? But taking you there will be at my own expense. Good. But not paying fee. Okay, if you want to see it, come with a vehicle or the taxi. We are using all the expenses borne by you. Yes, accepted. But that I should pay fee to go and inspect, no. I will not subscribe to that. Now, when you talk about rent, you know from day one, you know in your own mind where you want the house, the apartment. From day one, you on your own know where you want. So if I say, not just I need a house, no. Where? Is it Maitama? Is it Asokoro? So they will have interacted with you. What is your budget? So if you say, I love an apartment in Maitama, they say, what is your budget? Immediately you mention 1 million, 2 million. The person knows you are looking for one room BQ in Maitama for 2 million. So the person already knows. But if you say you are looking at your budget is 15 million, you will now be asking, is it semi-detached? You are looking for or what? Or terrace. So the budget and location will let the professional knows how to properly guide you. So from day one, you know where you are going. So when you say come for inspection, and for such category, people will not tell you come and pay inspection fee. If I want to rent a house of 15, 20 million, you will not say come and pay before I take you there. No. So most of these shams happens with lands and all those small renters of 500,000, 1 million, 2 million. Those are where these malpractices occur most in Lagos and Abuja, because you need to go to places.
There you have it, the basic things you should know. Now, if anyone tells you to bring a caution fee that is non-refundable, don't deal. Ensure you bear in mind the insights shared by our experts and the considerations to look out for before renting spaces. While housing still remains the most indispensable of human wants, we at Housing TV Africa will keep up with our vision to give you adequate information and guidance. That's Housing Palava in my country. Don't forget to subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube. Follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. Don't forget also to download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store to stay connected. I'm Joyce Nwosu. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
We don't have road, and you see at times if it is raining, you will see a lot of people will go by the roadside. They'll be thrown dirt on the main road. We also doesn't have toilet. You see a toilet, you will still up to 30 tenants. They are using one. You can't leave your door open, go and buy something. Before you will know, Babambola will enter. By the time you will take them to police station, 1 hour is too much. The police people will release them. In fact, we don't know what is happening.
Your plight, your concerns, your issues related to housing, livelihood and social development. This is why we've established Housing TV Africa. Keep a date with us on Star Times and DSTV 24/7. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.